Joe Flacco, ex of the Delaware Fightin' Blue Hens, if you forget. I'm Kevin Dupont for Globe 10.0 here with Dan Shaughnessy. And you know what? He's got numbers, Flacco. He calls himself elite, which is sort of the old Brian Regan joke. If you have to call yourself a hero, you're not a hero. You put him up there?
No, but I like him a lot more than a lot of people. I think he takes too much grief. You know, Sanchez takes a lot of grief for a guy who won a lot of playoff games. This guy wins playoff games like 5 years out of the gate.
Right.
You know,
only guy ever to do it.
Yep. And doesn't get a lot of credit for it. He has moments where you say, oh, he's being Joe Flacco again, but I think he takes a little bit too much stuff in that regard. The game against Denver, I'm sorry, that was it. The scary part for Baltimore is it might be hard for him to fathom him playing that well 2 games in a row, but in Denver, in the altitude, against a team that won 1,000,000 games in a row, he was, you know, he throws the deep ball as well as anyone in football. Very strong arm, able to get great air under it, way up in the air. John Fox in Denver, shame on them for letting this stuff happen, but Flacco stepped up in that game.
I think in a lot of ways, if you make comparisons here, starting pitchers in baseball, number 1 goaltenders in hockey, I easily put him in the top third. You know, if you're going to look at so he's in the top third. Now, whether you're elite, now you've got to be in the top 3 or 5. I will say this. The one game, it's at the start of the year when he beat the Patriots, it was a 1-point game, tight game, he wins. He did, at least statistically, he outplayed Brady.
Okay.
You know, he throws for 3 TDs that day. Brady throws for 1. I know what you're saying. He's going to be Flacco again, but he's got everything you need right now. He's big. You got to be at least 6'3", 6'4". He's 6'6". He's around 250. I think in part what keeps him back, and I mentioned at the top, the Fightin' Blue Hens thing, I think part of it is your pedigree and where you go, right? Not only where you go to school, where you go in the draft, but even look at Brady. Brady was, what, 199th pick out of Michigan?
6th round.
Didn't start there for a couple of years. So I think some of this is a pedigree. He went to Pitt. He transfers. He's sort of, I'm not going to call, he's not an unorthodox quarterback, but he sort of led the unorthodox pedigree or life.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get it done. He'll get blamed if they don't.
Well, no question about that, because always blame the quarterback.